Welcome back to another devlog of Z/. There have been a lot of changes since the last video, which was a couple of days ago. There's also been a lot of delays, like having to record the entire game, so grab some pizza and enjoy. So to start off, we're going all the way back to the summer of 2025, where I finished school for the year and just played games for a month. I mean, I did practice scripting a bit, but eventually had enough of that and decided to start a new game. Is this relevant to anything? Not really, no. Coming up with a game idea can either be easy or difficult. It's difficult if you don't have an idea instantly, and easy when you do. Luckily, Water Flavoured Orange just came out of nowhere and gave us the game idea, so thanks Orange. I'll quickly run down the game idea if you're new here so you can get an idea of what the game is about. So firstly, you join or create a lobby where you can pick your character. You get into the game and fight waves of zombies with your character's abilities. You earn souls, which you can use to buy stuff from the shop. Every map will have different zombies and zombie reskins to fit the theme. And finally, there will be bosses and mini bosses. So yeah, that's pretty much the game idea we have, and it sounds pretty easy, but well, I'll explain our delays later on, and the difficulties of actually making this game. In Z/, you already own all of the characters, so you don't need to pay for any of them. However, we may add a leveling system in the future where you need a certain level to access a character. Our first character is called Slasher, who uses his sword to kill the zombies. Our second character is called Hammer, who, you guessed it, uses his hammer to kill the zombies. And finally, for release, we have Blaster, who of course uses his blaster to kill the zombies. And if you're an older Roblox player, then you might notice that Blaster is similar to the Mr. Robot character. I don't want to go too much in detail over the character abilities since they're not finalised yet and may change. But before the next part cuts me off, could you please like and subscribe? Now on to one of the more interesting parts of the game, the zombies. I'll also go over the maps since they kinda link together. Right now there are around 10 zombies planned for release, 4 of them being bosses / mini bosses. I'll go over the ones I've already covered before and some new ones. If I don't show the zombies model, then that's because they're not done yet. So firstly we have the vicious zombie, who isn't modelled yet since he'll be the easiest to make. I do plan on them having slight variations in appearance, so you're not just looking at the same zombie each time you encounter it. Next we have the fast zombie. This zombie will obviously just be faster than the vicious zombie. He's also blue, so that's a bonus. We have the tough zombie, who's got more health due to the shield. I might make the shield break and then you'll have to kill the zombie afterwards, but for now the shield just adds more health. Prowler is a special zombie since he acts like the hunter from Left 4 Dead 2. Leaper! He also has a cool hook arm. We also have the fire zombie, who will set you on fire if you get hit. If you know, you know. The bomber zombie will explode, either both on death and how a creeper works from Minecraft, or just how a creeper works. We have a nice zombie that crawls because he's disabled and probably nibbles on your toes. We have the tank zombie, who's a mini boss. And finally we have the bosses. Yes, I said bosses as in plural. Once, twice and thrice, who are mafia bosses because every city has a mafia gang, I think. All of the maps will have zombies specific to that map. For example, an underwater map will have zombies with scuba gear on, and the bosses will be different too, like a Candyland map will have an evil candy cane or something. For now we only have a city map, so the zombies do look like the average zombies you would see. The game will have emotes and skins for the first release of the game. No, I don't intend to spam out 100 plus Miku skins every update like some other games, but I do plan on having a lot of diverse and interesting skins that can do a lot of cool things in game. For example, one of Slasher's abilities is, for now, to explode the area around him, and we're planning to have a hunter skin for him. So instead of explosions, he could spawn in roots that impale the zombies, or spawn in bear traps, so it kind of fits the skin. But basically the skins will only change the character's appearance, they won't improve or deprove gameplay from that character. Z/ development started in September, and that's also the month me and Orange started college. I'm not as close with the other developers since we don't know each other in person, but I assume they also started a new school / college year, which would limit the work being made because of homework and actually being at school during the day. There's also Christmas and other holidays which would take a chunk out of development time too. I've also started to learn to drive, so that's another time eater. I haven't crashed yet, luckily though. Another reason the game is taking longer than expected is that the zombies are very detailed, so Orange, our modeler, has to take about 1 month per zombie unfortunately. He is doing an amazing job though. Other delays are due to half the dev team dying every now and then, and me having to recode the entire game because of the previous guy who coded it all. But it was good because all of it works very well now. I even added some admin commands because why not? I mean, I can make myself run 100 miles per hour now. Delays aside, I'm very lucky to have all these developers. They're all very talented and I definitely wouldn't be where I am today if it weren't for them. This might be why the game's taking so long. The current state of the game is pretty bare bones and we've had to rework everything from previous videos, so there's not much gameplay at the moment. However, mostly all systems that need to be made have been made and they should be easily built upon later, so don't you worry. I'll go over some of the systems that have been made now. For example, this type of game needs a death screen for when you die. This is the current version, that's just for testing. Yes, that is Nightmare Freddy. Text displayed on this GUI will be information about how well you've played the game. For example, how long you survived, how many souls you got. Souls are what we use for currency since coins and cash are very overused. It will also hopefully display the zombie you died to and a tip on how to avoid it next time. From this menu you can either leave or spectate, which leads us on to the spectating system. Surprisingly, nothing went wrong with this, probably because I've made a few spectating systems before, so I have literally no excuse to mess it up. I wanted to help in some other areas of development like animating, and let's just say I won't be doing that again. This emote took about 40 minutes to do because I did it frame by frame, but I'm very impatient so it looks pretty bad. And I just left it after that. As you know, Roblox silenced us from communicating to other players, so this means that certain situations will be difficult to manage if there's no communication. So I made this DIY chat system that just allows players to communicate about often occurring problems like someone needing help or pointing out a zombie's location. If you have any suggestions for any other things to say, then please let me know in the comments. I've also added some GUI, for example we have a zombie counter and a health bar. Obviously this UI design is really bad, and I didn't want to pile loads of work on Comfort, our artist, so I tried to make the icons myself. I didn't learn from my mistakes to keep him within my scripting area and failed miserably. I mean, one of the icons just was not saving as a transparent image, so now I have like 20 copies of the same image. In the end, Comfort didn't mind making the GUI, so we're all good on that. One completely new thing I haven't talked about at all is the lobby. This is where you can join and create lobbies to play the game. At the moment the max lobby size is 4 and only 2 people can have one of the same character, because if all 4 people use Slasher then the game can be either very unbalanced or just confusing. It also forces the player to try new characters, because I've played games where there are loads of characters but I just use one. The lobby is also where you can buy and equip cosmetics, which we talked about previously. The UI has gone through many changes over the last few months. This is what it looks like now just while we work on the main game. I'll come back to the lobby later, but the GUI definitely looks better than it did. Okay, I know I've been talking about the GUI for ages, but I promise this is it. I made an emote wheel that took a while to figure out how to make, but did eventually think of this design because of some inspiration from pretty much any other game with emotes, and Comfort also did the concept art for it too. Finally, let's talk about the rounds and hitboxes. The rounds work like tower defense waves where zombies come and a new wave starts once they all die. Now I didn't fully work on it. We had a developer called Melon who worked on the round system and the new zombie AI, which works really well. Unfortunately Melon wasn't responding to us anymore, so I'm not sure what happened to him, but our other scripter, What the Pan, has been working hard on this hitbox module that we can use for the game since my previous hitbox systems were very controversial. More context of my hitboxes is on my first Z/ video I think, and that's mostly everything I can tell you about the game as of now. We're working hard to get this out good, and I'll explain the release and future of the game in the next part.
Dishes, she gon' mind her business. This is a pigeon.
Z/ will release as soon as it can. We're not going to rush it out, but I do really want it out. All 3 characters will have 2 skins each, and there will be 1 map, as maps take a really long time to make, especially the size and detail we want in them. Once the game is out, we will update and make sure that there are little to no bugs. Everything will probably change at some point. After the first release of Z/, I plan to get more updates out. This includes new features like leveling and improvements. For example, better models that should be more optimized, map improvements, etc. I'm not sure how long the updates will take to release, since I also want to work on other smaller games for the YouTube channel, because I love making smaller games. I'll also spend more time on them so they actually look good and work better. We do not talk about an upside down. If you want early sneak peeks of the game, or want the chance to talk to yours truly, then join our very cool Discord server, link in description. I'll also try get some more devlogs out as well, since we should be making more stuff more often. Also subscribe, road to 100k, while I'll probably eat 100 slices of pizza. Not 100% confirmed, since I don't know if I can actually eat that much. See you in the next video.